Welcome to MMO Grinder Sidequest, where I take a look at early open or closed betas, subscription trials, and simpler titles, giving you a quick first impression. Today I'll be looking at Trove, or as it's rapidly being referred to as, Trion's Q World. Trove is a voxel-style build and explore game, like Minecraft, with more of an emphasis on group play, combat, and loot, rather than mining and crafting. This footage was gathered from a free play weekend about a week back during the game's closed beta, but this game is due to hit open beta on November 5th of this year. The aesthetic design of the game can best be summed up as a very smooth textured look. The blocks that make up the world are clean with a bit of shine to them, which can be odd on leaves and dirt since no block is ever referred to what it's used for, just its color that represents it. These same blocks are massive, which makes walking up a single block high-rise awkward, mostly because each block is actually larger than the player character. It might take getting used to, especially when making tricky platform jumps. Character models and enemy designs, weapons, masks, crafting benches, and items are made up of far smaller voxels, allowing for more intricate detail. This level of detail allows the enemy designs to be varied and unique from biome to biome, but you'll quickly notice that they do fall into key archetypes and they rarely deviate. It should also be noted that many of the items and locations within the game are designed or even signed by members of the Trove community. You can check if an item you have has been designed by a fellow player by looking at the tag giving their username in the bottom right corner of the item description. Due to this, you'll find plenty more copyright-skirting names with obvious references to existing properties. A face mask called Puzzling Piece highly resembles Jigsaw's Billy Puppet from Saw. The mask Mouthy Merc is unquestionably a Deadpool mask. Sound design is very loud and will need to be adjusted accordingly. However, you'll also notice that it is exceptionally simple. This isn't exactly a bad thing, as it does fit with the whole voxel and cartoony style of the game as a whole, and even assures that players are keenly aware when their skills are coming off of cooldown and ready to use, even in the midst of combat. The gameplay is also very simplistic. Your characters will only ever have 4 attacks, one mapped to your left and one to your right mouse buttons, and the remaining 2 to the number keys 1 and 2. You'll be given potions, healing vials, bombs, and other items to use to complement your attacks, or heal, but the combat can become rather repetitive. Thankfully, this is broken up a bit with the ability to change class easily at the aptly titled Class Changer, which can be crafted for yourself or found within the hub world. Purchasing new classes is relatively cheap, costing 5,000 cubits, the in-game currency, or 1,050 coins, which is the cash shop currency. Everything you mine or fight will be shared, meaning that if you mine near other players, they will also receive any of the minerals or blocks that you dig up, as well as any experience that you would gain by fighting monsters near them. This can also be abused via duping of the blocks between players, but it also means that you don't have to worry about someone coming to steal your ore veins while you're busy fighting. Loot, on the other hand, is independent. Any loot you see drop on the ground is solely for you, and can't be seen by other players. Therefore, you shouldn't feel any regrets about sweeping all of it up. You can craft items to use for decorative purposes, as well as weapons and armor, or portals which are used to get to higher level zones for better loot and mining opportunities. Each biome has custom dungeons and challenges designed specifically for them, lending the game more variation. However, you will quickly notice a pattern of what each style is and what they'll contain within them before you ever step foot inside. There's also a personal housing system that can actually travel with you. Simply find any dark gray plot that has a wooden sign with a question mark upon it, and press your use key to claim it for yourself. You should note that this is not permanent, as these housing plots, called cornerstones, are completely fluid. If you should find another housing plot somewhere else that you would rather use, follow the previous steps and your house will literally rebuild itself before your eyes, giving you a mobile spawn and resupply point as long as you find a cornerstone. While the cornerstone plots themselves aren't very large, you have massive amounts of vertical space, allowing you to build a massive skyscraper, a deep underground tunnel, or both. The community ranges from a broad spectrum of players. Some people will yell at others or claim they want PvP so they can kill other players or attempt to damage their housing, while other players are very helpful, answering questions and assisting players as they get their footing in the world. In general, the game leans more towards the helpful and less on the harmful, and hopefully this will remain once the game launches. Everyone plays on one mega server with varying zones, so expect to see lots of different languages in the chat or the usual BR pop-up. Trion gives the players the tools they need to create and export their own custom models in the hopes of getting their designs added to the game itself. As stated before, many of the items and locations within the game are designed and even signed by members of the Trove community. Clubs take the place of guilds in this game, but perform the exact same function. Clubs get their own special club world, which they can alter to their liking, and it's a good way to set up large farms without the risk of other players coming to take your crops. Club worlds can also be expanded upon and give all the freedom of a cornerstone plot in-game. It's possible to enter other club worlds and view what the members have within them created, without those members having to worry about some stranger destroying all their hard work. All in all, Trove, like Minecraft, is one of those games I have to avoid for the sake of losing all productivity. However, as another entry in the voxel builder genre, it's not as pretty as Landmark or as complex as Minecraft, but there is a lot of simple fun to be had here, and the far more polished combat and group-centric playstyle are definite pluses to see in the genre. If you wish to check out Trove for yourself, you can find the game in open beta by the time you'd see this video. This has been an MMO Grinder Sidequest, and it's time I logged out.